The Walking Dead, issue number 142 of Gathering. This was a great issue, another awesome one by Robert Kirkman and Charlie Adlard. So let's get right into this review. So this was a great issue. I loved it. Finally got some more stuff with Carl, which I really love. Carl. He's one of my favorite characters. We didn't get as much of it. We didn't get any of him last week, I don't think. Or no, not last week. Last issue or last month. So it's great. This issue focused a lot in Alexandria's safe zone, but let's get right into it. The first few panels that we get are of Maggie at the hilltop right after Gregory is brought down from the tree after he was hung and executed. Maggie has this great speech, and her facial expression is great. Charlie Adler did a great job with that. She basically has this speech as that she never wanted to have it come like this. I know we're all aware of what Gregory did and why I made the decision that I ultimately made. And she said, I don't want to have to do this again. Like, we cannot be killing each other. We just can't. I expect every one of you to work with me to make sure this is the last time I ever have to do something like this. That is all. And I feel like it's like the right thing to do, but no one's gonna understand it, I guess, because it's just like he's the bad guy, he manipulates people, he'll have people get manipulated by him again. Whereas everyone knew Negan was a bad guy, no one supports him at the hilltop or Alexandria Safe Zone at all, so he has no friends, he has no allies. So therefore, Negan can be kept in jail and no one will help him, so there will be no threat. With Gregory, on the other hand, some people might still sympathize with him, so therefore they might help him bust out of jail, and then more of a threat may come. That's what I think, and I feel like Maggie, even though Rick said in the last one that's when it all falls apart, I feel like, yeah, but the thing is that threat is not dealt with. It will boil and then it will just erupt or whatever. It'll just build and build and build until we can't stop the threat. So I feel like Maggie did the right thing, even though no one's gonna understand why she did it, or they're gonna understand, but they're not gonna sympathize or whatever. Then we go back to the hilltop with Rick, Andrea, and what's this guy's name? Sadiq. Sadiq. He was the carpenter way back in issue 127. 127. And he was the one who was setting up the fair for Rick, as he said that he wanted to get it done. So it's probably been a week since then, in the time of the comic book series, since Andrea Rick last spoke to him or whatever. But anyways, we get this thing with Andrea and we see what's going on with the fair. And he's like, yeah, we're all set up. We're gonna have this thing going on tomorrow, and it's gonna be great. And Andrea just starts crying tears of joy because it's like they've gone through so much hell to get here, but they're getting civilization back on its feet, and they're actually doing some stuff to entertain people, just like I guess like medieval ages, because it's like, yeah, we don't have electricity and stuff, but we still have fairs. People can still trade and buy stuff and be entertained by what we have. So that's great. Then we go to Carl and Lydia, which is really cool. I love it. We finally get to see how exactly or not the whole process, but we get to see a pretty good glimpse of how the Whisperers start to get the skins that they need to wear them. So we just have this guy, like this one zombie, and you see right there, they just put him down over a log and then they cut off the back and just tear up the skin. And this one guy's looking at Lydia saying, this one can be yours. And she's like, I love it. And I'm like, ooh. And Carl's just like, no one goes by anybody's name here? And she's just, Lydia has this speech where she says, like, she still wants to call her mother, but she can't because her mom won't let her. She just says Alpha. So Alpha, our leader, she says, We don't need them. We don't need names. We survive by embracing our animalistic behaviors. Animals don't have names. And then Carl just points out, like, these people have lost their minds, Lydia. That's your name, remember? You you told me that was your name. So you can't really buy into all this for what you have to see these people are what they are. Let me get you out of here. Go back to my go back to the hilltop. My people will protect us. And then Lydia just says, "These are my people, Carl. I can never leave with Lydia. Why?" And then the conversation's interrupted by Alpha, who is Lydia's mother, and just says, "Carl, we need to talk." And so they have this discussion, and um, she wants to know, how did you survive? Which is sort of like one of the questions that Rick had back in season 4 of The Walking Dead, where it's like how many people have you killed, how many zombies have you killed, and why did you kill the people that you killed, whatnot. Like, so it's just basically like, how did you survive? And Carl gives a very brief summary of, like, it's like a nutshell of, like, my dad kept us alive. I'll just give you good look right there. That's a nice picture of Carl, and I like this one right here. That's a really nice one of Carl. But he just says, my dad kept us alive. He did it with names and people, acting like humans, and without Halloween masks made of human skin. And then Alpha sort of makes a threat. She just says, like, you'd do well to remember that you are my captive. And then Carl just points out, is that what this is? Am I a hostage? And she just says, I hope that by showing you what our community does, that it would send a message back to, like, it would, that how we live and how we do, we understand who we are, and carry out the message back to your people that we want to be left alone. And Carl just says, I'm not going to leave you alone, not while Lydia is in danger. And she just asks, what danger would that be? And it took me a second to process this, but I remember. Carl says, you can call yourself whatever you want. You're still her mother, and I know, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. And he just gives her this death stare, which, that was really cool. I like this. I like that drawing, but it took me a second, like, what? And then I was like, oh shit. Like, back in issue 138, after Carl and Lydia had their fun time together, she told Carl that it was better than it's been before, or that was nice. It was messier or whatever. Sometimes I wouldn't want to do it. And Carl's like, wait, so the people in your community basically raped you? No, they didn't basically rape you. They raped you? And there's no response. Like, Carl just says this. He doesn't, like, he just says, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it took me a while to process, but then I remembered about that. And then Alpha just gives him a look back, and she has like a blank stare of expression, or not really blank, but she's just like staring down Carl as he's staring down her. So I don't really know what her thought process is about that. But then she just says, it's unavoidable. I must learn more about your people. So what does that mean? We'll have to wait and see. So then it turns out that I'm surprised that this actually happened pretty quick. Like, a few days have probably gone by at this point, because, or no, at least one day, because Maggie left from the hilltop this issue and has already gotten to the Alexandria Safe Zone in one issue. So, hey, traveling didn't take that long for people to get there in this issue. So whatever. They're just like renting out a place, or not really renting, but they're just staying in a place in the Alexandria Safe Zone. And Dante, this man, he's trying so hard. He's really just trying so hard to, like, he likes Maggie. He wants to make a move on her. He wants to be with her. She won't really let him. Like, I think she's kind of like, oh, you're good. You're looking pretty good, but you're not the guy I'm love, because she lost Glenn. But yeah, I think that Dante seems like a good guy, and I'm on his side. But he just basically, where is it? It's up here. Um, he says, "Seems like this place is already out of rooms. They're trying to put me in someone's house, but I just wanted to make sure you didn't want to share a room. It would make things easier." And then Maggie's just like, "That's the last thing I want. Move along." And then Jesus just says, "He at it again. He never stops. It's because he can tell you like it. It amuses me. I'm not so fond of him." So that's pretty funny dialogue there. Good job, Kirkman. Good job on that dialogue. You always make me laugh a little bit in each issue. So yeah, and Maggie, Sophia, and Baby Herschel are all there, and they're just in that room together for the night. For however long they're going to be in the Alexandria safe zone, and then you think Jesus just says, "You think we'd ever see something like this again?" And Maggie says, "I don't think I've ever seen like this before." And you have this awesome splash page of the fair and it's just Charlie Adler is like one of the best comic book artists. I think he's really, really good in his work. It's detailed. It holds expression. It holds emotion. You just have all these people standing there, and up there is Maggie and Jesus, and it's just drawn really well. There's Aaron right there. There's Ezekiel. I think that's one of the people from. I think that's Connie from Magnus Group. There's a few other people probably from some other issues, but I can't really remember. But that's basically it. It's a really good splash page. I love this. Um, but then we go to a very, very important detail. Like Carl's been gone since the end of issue 138. It's issue 142 now. So Maggie finally gets the information to Rick that Carl has run away, and he's like so fat. He's scared. He's scared basically. Like Maggie basically just gave him the rundown about Lydia and all of that, and then Rick's like, "Oh, he's gone." Like Rick just is like, "Why? Why is she gone? Or why is he gone?" And he just gave him this whole thing, and it's like, "Why didn't you let me know about this as soon as physically possible, or send a message or something?" But uh, like Maggie just says, "I had a lot on my plate," and then he's like, "A lot on your plate," and Jesus is like, "Gregory tried to kill her," and then Rick's like, "Oh, um, my bad." I just need to talk to Andrew and whatever. This is a good page. Like, right down at the bottom corner, like you can see that Rick's mad that Carl's gone. But he just says, "I need to talk to Andrea," and he says, "I need to go after him." And so then Michonne just arrives just in time for the fair, but it's like, okay, Rick has a mission, and he has to bring his son back to society before the worst of the worst can happen. But I don't think it will, because Carl's pretty tough, and he's smart, he's tough, and it doesn't seem like the Whisperers really have any reason to want to kill him. Plus, Lydia's there, so she can probably vouch for Carl if that ever came down for it. But of course, you know. And also, one thing I wanted to point out was at the beginning of this issue, um, like you can see Rick just only a little bit right there. He has the longer beard, and now in this issue, or like later in it, he has a shorter beard. I just wanted to point that out because like in issue 144's cover, Rick has a much shorter beard than he has in previous issues. So like I was like, when did he do that? So it must have been between like the fairs, especially right here is where I really noticed it. Like right there, I was like, oh wow, that is much shorter. Just a little minor detail I wanted to get my thoughts on or just mention. Then we also have Michonne. She came, like I said, and so she finds out about what Rick's gonna do, and she says, "I'll help." And Rick says, "You don't have to," but she's like, "You couldn't try and stop me, even if you wanted to." And Rick's like, "All right, thanks." So, and then Dante's also gonna go with Rick, because he was the one who went out and searched for them and was held captive by the Whisperers way back when we first found out about him. And the guy with the double barrel shotgun put his gun up to Dante's head and said, "Don't move." So that he was a captive, but he's gonna help. So Rick goes out with Andrea, Michonne, and Dante, and they're all gonna go out and try and find Carl. And we get a really good picture, really good image that it's much different. I feel like than what most of the Walking Dead or like full pages are. It's like just Rick and Michonne and Andrea and Dante. They're all just like racing on their horses out to find Carl, and it's much different. I like it. I like it a lot. It just feels a little bit different than what we're normally used to. And also down here, there's a skull right there, so that's cool. But I really like this picture. It's really cool. It's much different than what we've got for The Walking Dead's art, but I really do like it. It just a song for now. And then we get the last sequence of events that happen. We have Magna, the Japanese girl. I can't remember her name. It's been a really long time since I remember her name, but it's like Yumaka, I think might be her name. Let me check. Just give me a sec. It's probably that. Yumako. That's her name. Yumako. The Japanese girl and one minute. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let me just grab 127. It's Luke, Yumiko, and Magna. Those three are just talking like they're at the fair talking to each other like it's amazing that this is happening. Tell me about it, and then they just are talking. It's a good transition. Then we see like someone else is talking to the blacksmith. Like I made all of these swords here. It's fine stuff for swords. I prefer spearheads than swords. That's fun stuff. We're like, okay, we turn the page, and it kind of spoiled for me, or not really spoiled, but I just kind of read it out of order because of the fact that it was just such a big page. But the blacksmith said, "Yeah, I'm from the hilltop. I get all my equipment from around here." Or I'm from the hilltop. That's where all my smithing equipment is. It's built around the Barrington house. They had a blacksmith area set up out front for tourists. It was always a hobby of mine. My stuff wasn't. That was the NAP though. And then he just says, "Which community do you live in?" He's thinking like she's got to be from the kingdom, the hilltop, outside the safe zone, maybe even the saviors. But she's just like, this one, but I haven't been here for very long. And we're like, oh shit. And turns out, Alpha did come to the Alexandria Safe Zone to check out what is going on, or not really what's going on, but to know more about Rick's group and how these people have survived. Moth over there, damn. Yeah, this is really cool. It's a cool progression in the story. Now we had Alpha saying we don't want your people to come into our lands, but now they're going into their lands. So hey, something might happen. I don't really know if anyone's gonna recognize them. No. Here's the thing: is that Maggie has seen Alpha before without the mask. I think maybe Jesus too. I'm pretty sure. I don't. I'm pretty sure. Let me know in the comments. I think Jesus and Maggie have both seen Alpha without her zombie mask. So if they see her at the fair, they're gonna know, what are you doing here, or something. Like it might not be conflict. It just might be like, we have to talk, and we don't want war, but we want to talk as to know why you're here, or something like that. I don't really think that anyone's gonna jump the gun and start a war by like saying, "You're here," boom, and then they kill her. No, I don't think that would be the case. I just feel like if they find out that she's there, they're gonna want to know why, and they're gonna question her and just be like, "Why are you here?" I'm reiterating myself, but you get what I'm saying. It's really cool that she's there. It brings up a good point in the story. We'll have to see what happens with Carl. Next issue comes out in 2 weeks, so that'll be June 24th, one day after Batman Arkham Knight, which I'm really excited for. I'm gonna make some more videos about that too. Some skins I want, but that's the cover for 143, which is coming up in 2 weeks. It's Lydia and Carl just standing, holding hands next to each other, and it'll probably be a really good issue. Most all the Walking Dead issues are great, so I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10. I would say it's really good. It progresses the story. I like what they've done with Carl, Maggie, Rick. I like how I'm really interested to see what happens with Rick as he goes out to find Carl. That's going to be really cool. I just love The Walking Dead is my favorite comic book series of all time. It's so good. Every month or every time the next issue comes out, I'm just like, I have to pick this up day one because it's so addicting. It's so great, and the story is just perfect. So, let me know what you all think about The Walking Dead issue number 142, A Gathering. I will be reviewing 143 as it comes out, and I will be making more videos in the future. I'm gonna make some more Batman video. I'm gonna make some Batman videos soon about some skins that I want to have in Batman Arkham Knight, even though a bunch of them have been announced. I'm just gonna make some videos about that, and be sure to subscribe for all of that content. All right, let me know what you think in the comments below, and until then, have a nice day. Great. Bye.